Om Swastiastu. So hello everybody. Now I would like to tell you about my understanding in the last presentation about assessing speaking. So while speaking is a productive skills that can be directly and empirically observed. So the basic types of speaking, there are imitative, intensive, and then responsive, interactive, and then extensive, and just 5, the last extensive. So about imitative, we have to imitate a word of praise or possibly a sentence. And in an intensive, second type of basic speaking, there are such as prosodic elements, intonation, stress, rhythm, and next responsive. So responsive assessment tasks include interaction and test comprehension. Example about a dialogue, and then interactive speaking. So interactive speaking is interpersonal exchange which have the purpose of maintaining transitional, and then the last is extensive. I remember about extensive is about monologue, maybe. The example is storytelling, that's all. So next, micro and macro skill of speaking. So micro skill, there are produce difference among English phonemes and produce chunks of language or different lengths, and procedure reduce forms of words. I just remember 3. And then next, macro skill. Macro skill, I just remember 1, but in macro skill, convey facial features, kinetics, body language, and non-verbal cues, and then designing assessment tasks about speaking. So there are many of tasks in speaking. Variation on such a task, maybe test takers. I'm sorry, I forget. I just remember saya ingat sedikit. Example, in intensive speaking, there are read aloud tags. So there are read aloud tags. Example, we have a test. Sorry. We have tags about read aloud speaker, read aloud tags. There are about pronunciation and any else, and then as maybe picture code tags. There are some picture about picture code, elicitation of minimal pairs. Maybe there are grammatical categories, maybe code by pictures. Apa ya? And then so there are many of picture cut tags. Example of picture cut tags, there are include grammar, vocabulary, comprehension, fluency, pronunciation, and any else. And then about translation, maybe a translation is a part of speaking in language teaching. And then next, designing assessment about responsive speaking. There are question and answer tags. The example question and answer tags. Example, the test taker here. What do you think about this table? So the student answer, and then what do you think about the weather? And then the student answer, I think blah 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 blah. Example, misalnya the teacher asks the student, do you understand? Do you have any question? And then I forget about this, but next I discuss about designing assessment tags about interactive speaking. There are interview. In interview, there are four steps of interview. First, I remember about warm up, and then the second is level check, and then the third probe, and then the last one wind down. Sorry. The last one is wind down. So next, example in warm up, we can ask about how are you, and then what's going on, or what's your name, and then the level check, maybe the example about how long have you been in how long have you stayed in this house, maybe in the city, and then a probe, in the probe the example, what the example, what are your goals for learning English, and then in wind down, did you feel okay today? I think that's all about my understanding in the presentation about assessing speaking. So thank you, goodbye.